Hey everybody, it's Matt. I'm back here in my hometown, and actually today I'm here in one of the largest cemeteries in my hometown, and I'm standing in front of a section of that cemetery which has been set aside for the graves of people who have served our country and its military. In fact, there's probably people buried here that have given their life for our country, true patriots. And it's an appropriate time for me to be here because this weekend coming up, we're going to celebrate Memorial Day. It is a day set aside in the calendar of the United States in order to honor those people who have given their lives for their country. People who are true patriots. I looked up the word patriot in the dictionary, and it said someone who vigorously supports their country and is willing to defend it against its enemies and its detractors. And I thought that was a pretty meaningful definition. I keyed in on the word vigorous, strong, active, and country. And a country, oftentimes we think of mountains and fields and shorelines and so forth. But truly, a country is the people that live in it. It's the society. Without the people, it would just be land. Now, many of you know that I was just recently stranded in the Philippines. I'd gone there on vacation, but while I was there, the COVID-19 pandemic struck and transportation in the Philippines was shut down. And so I ended up spending an extra 4 or 5 weeks there, stranded down in the southern island of Mindanao in the city of Davao. And while I was there, I had a chance to see Filipino society up close, and particularly under the lens of the pandemic. And I learned about another Filipino term, Bayanihan. Bayanihan in the Tagalog language, that means the sense of society, the sense of being in it together, taking care of your fellow man and being part of the team. And as I watched Bayanihan in action, I wondered about my own country. You see, when I would go out on the street in the Philippines during this pandemic, almost everyone, 95% of the people had masks on, and probably those that didn't have masks on just because it's such a poor country were people that couldn't afford a mask or something else to put across their face. But otherwise, pretty much everyone was wearing a mask. You never heard, like we do here in the U.S., about people protesting that they were forced to shelter at home, that they were forced to distance themselves. You never heard people complaining that they needed to wear a mask when they went into a business establishment. In the Philippines, it was natural because they understand that it is not protecting themselves, but protecting the rest of society. And it was very embarrassing for me when Filipinos came up and asked me, why are Americans protesting doing something good for their fellow man? That's how they saw it. And I thought that was a very interesting thing. You know, here in the U.S., people think of patriotism and they stick a bumper sticker on their car. Or they put a lapel pin on with an American flag. Or maybe they wear their American flag hat. You see that often. But when asked to do something simple, like practice good hygienic law, like social distancing, washing your hands, wearing a mask, that protects the people around you. And people revolt in many cases. Now, there's a lot of you that get it. But I was in the grocery store the other day. I actually have been in there several times over the past couple of weeks. And each time I'm shocked to see that maybe 10, 15% of the people I see there are wearing masks. That is, except for the workers who are required to wear a mask. And people choose not to wear a mask. And I've heard all kinds of excuses. Oh, the numbers are not as bad as they make them out to be. The reporting is bad. Oh, a mask, it hurts my face. It makes it hard for me to breathe. And I understand if you have severe asthma or COPD or something of that sort, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be required to wear a mask. But I've been wearing a mask, and yeah, it makes breathing a little harder, but not that much. And I think about the people buried here that gave their lives for their fellow countrymen. And I ask myself, isn't wearing a mask, social distancing, and washing my hands on a regular basis a simple thing to do compared to what they gave? You know, I hear people here in the United States sometimes refer to people that they don't agree with politically, whether they be millennials or liberals or whatever the case may be, referring to them as snowflakes while they put on their American flag hat. And I just want to say, the next time you go out of the house, look at yourself in the mirror if you're not taking a mask along with you, and ask yourself, who's the snowflake? I'm going to be a patriot. I'm going to protect the other people around me. I'm going to wear a mask. What are you going to do? Bye-bye.